Hey everyone, and welcome to Isms by Josie. Today I'm going to be continuing part 3 of this video series, doing this Marvel's character crochet kit from Amazon. For my returning subscribers, thank you so much for tuning in, and for my new viewers, please consider subscribing, share, hit that like button, leave a comment below, and click on that notification bell for future videos. So you guys, where we left off before, I had finished up the legs, body, and head for Spider-Man, and I was doing the arms, but I stopped because I was so tired. I don't know why. Well, I do know why lately I've been tired. I actually probably taking on too much outside of YouTube. But you know, anyway, so I had started round 1, but just so that we have a refresher from part 2, I'm going to take it apart. Isn't that always like sad? It's always an unhappy thing to unravel your projects, but at the same time it's kind of like ASMR, because you know, all that work you just undo by pulling a piece of string. But that's the good part about knitting and crocheting. If you want to undo stuff, it's so easy to undo. So for you guys, I am just going to start all over because some of you will know that we're doing the arms and eyes for this video. So I'd rather have all of the steps done here than having to trail back to the second video. Okay, so let's start this. We embroidered the spider onto his costume, and now we're going to be doing the arms. We have to make 2 of them. I'm going to do this off camera, but we have to do the magic ring. So to do that, you need to wrap the yarn twice around your finger, leaving a little bit of excess to go over your index so that your middle finger can hold it down. So now we're going to take our hook and slip it underneath each of the 3 strands, and then I'm going to pull the hook back out, dragging this strand underneath these 2. So do that. So now to close and secure this magic loop, we're going to yarn over and we're going to pull that through the loop. So now this is closed. You can slip it off your finger. Okay, so now it says to do 6 single crochet stitches, so I'm going to do that right now. So before we do any row, we have to chain 1 for the height, and then I'm going to do 6 single crochet stitches. So 1. Oh, let me show you how I did that, because I forget. I like to show all my stitches in the beginning of every video, even though it's a part, you know, this is part 3, just so you don't have to trail back to the other videos. So how you do a single stitch in the magic ring is you put the hook through the magic ring, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through 2 loops, and that is your single crochet stitch. So we have to do 5 more of these. Let me walk it through one more time. Stick your hook into the magic loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So now we have 2 single crochet stitches. Let's continue this 4 more times. Okay, before we move on to the next steps, I forgot to mention that if you need to speed up or slow down the video, click on the gear button. I think it might be on the corner of the screen, and there's a playback option to either speed up or slow down the video. If you don't prefer to hear my voice, you can click on the CC button for closed captioning, and then you can lower the volume and watch the video that way. So now that we have 6 stitches on this magic loop, we have to close it. So what we do is we pull this excess piece here, and we're going to watch to see which one of these loops goes in first. So pull it slowly, And we see this loop is going in. So we want this one to disappear as well. It's easier if we do it this way. So take this bottom end of that loop and pull it out from the stitches. Hold down the stitches lightly so you can do this. But see how that other loop is now disappearing? This is the best way to do it, I found, to make both loops disappear into the magic loop. Otherwise you might have bunching and it'll show the loops at the end here and it's not going to look pretty. But now that we did that, you can take the excess piece and pull that as well. And now you see, you guys, the magic loop has no more hole in it. So what we're going to do now is count back 6 stitches and then we're going to do a slip stitch. So into the next stitch, the 6th stitch, you stick your hook into front and back loops. And then what we're going to do is you're going to yarn over and pull through all loops. And we've completed the round. So now what we're going to do is take our marker, and you want it to be a different color from what we're using so that it's easy to tell the difference between the strands of yarn. And then we're going to stick this in the last stitch that we made. And we're going to pull one end all the way through, and that's going to mark our where we left off the last round. This is good to know if you ever lose count. So now for rounds 2 through 4, we have to do a single crochet stitch in each of the 6 stitches, and then we're going to change to blue when we get to the 4th row. Guys, I hope that I do not forget this. So it's tough trying to edit everything out, and I don't like to leave mistakes in there, but I also like leaving, I guess it's like a back and forth. I do like leaving them in there because then you know at least I'm struggling too. And of course you always learn from other people's mistakes. So round 2, we're going to chain 1 like we do with every round. And then we're going to do a single crochet stitch in each of the 6 stitches.
We need to get you to hospital. Well, no, they'll be looking for me.
Any checkpoints on every road in and out of the town. You hear me?
Yes. Come in with you.
Last stitch, remove the marker. Okay. Then we're going to count back 6 stitches and do a slip stitch. Then we're going to mark it off.
Hang in there, buddy. I'm sorry.
So now we're going to be doing round 3. And it's always good to say it out loud so that you don't lose count of what row you're on.
Carl, you're a good man. I'm saying that because you think you're dying. Don't worry, we can go back to hating each other after all this good stuff.
Okay. So let's do round 3. We're going to stitch 1, chain 1, I mean. And then we're going to do 6 single crochet stitches.
fucking RV.
I have emergency supplies, including blood bags, please.
Oh. There's no choice, Doc. I'll see what I can do. I need some space.
Okay.
Remove the marker. Last single crochet stitch. So now we're going to count back 6 and do a slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So
Do me a favor, go back to the car and lock the doors, okay?
thanks. Okay.
Yeah, this is black on.
And then I'm going to mark this off. After I mark this off, I'm going to show you guys, as you see, it's like curling in it on itself, and it's making it a little difficult to handle. Okay. So what we're gonna do is pull this needle out. Can't handle the needle today. So what we're gonna do is flip this inside out, because this side has the excess piece and the stitching is all cluttered, so it doesn't look too pretty. But when we flip this inside out, I'm going to show you guys what the stitching looks like on the right side of your project. Let me stuff this excess piece inside the little cavity. It's going to stuff your arm as well as hide it, so that works out. I do have techniques of hiding excess pieces, but I'm just gonna have to make that into a separate video. Okay, you guys, so this is what it looks like inside out. You see how like every row is kind of defined? That's how you know it's the prettier side. But anyway, so let's stick our hook back in, and we're gonna do round 4, and I'm gonna try to stop before slip stitching, if I can remember, because we have to do a changing of the colors, not the changing of the guards. Okay. I don't like it when pieces are this small. So we're going to chain 1 like we do with every round, and then I'm going to do 6 single crochet stitches. 1, 2, I don't need to count out loud. Everything is so tiny. Okay, let's remove the marker. Okay. So before we slip stitch this, we're going to switch to the blue. So pull out this yarn here. I'm going to grab my blue. This is the remaining amount of my blue, so I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. I guess okay, we only have 2 arms left. So I'm going to show you guys how to cast on a chain stitch. If you look at the beginning of this book, by the way, they do show you basic techniques. So I do not want to say it doesn't show you, but if it does, it's a step up from the Dollar Tree kits. So, and I think it does.
You know, I came back. You know that, right?
Better go, Alice.
This looks like it would be. So this, I think this one kind of tells you the slip knot. Okay. Sorry, I'm just looking at this to see what they have. They have a lot of basic techniques. This book is excellent. Even if you don't want to do the characters, you can teaches you how to make your own, make it up, you know, from starting yarn on your hook to making chains. Explaining what parts of the stitches they are. How to do a single crochet. Ooh, it's getting fancy. Single crochet 3 together. I don't even think I've ever done that. Sorry, I'm taking a little peruse down the park here. This is pretty excellent, you guys. I'm very impressed by this book. And I only did the first character. Okay, so how we do this is you want to take your thumb, ring, and pinky, pinch it down at one end, take your index and middle finger and pinch down another end, leave a little space in between. What we're going to do is take our needle, hold it perpendicular to the yarn. We're going to go down, out, and around to make a loop around the hook. Then I'm going to put my middle finger on this hand on the little cross there so that I can gather up some yarn. Then I'm going to pinch the end of this yarn with my thumb and my middle finger, and I'm going to slide down this hook. So what we need a loop big enough to yarn over and pull through that loop. So you see the loop that I'm creating here? We're going to pinch this with the thumb and the ring finger right where it crosses over, so that when you pull this hook, that little loop isn't going anywhere. So now we're going to yarn over, and we're going to pull it through the loop. And just to secure this little chain knot, slip knot, whatever they're calling it, pinch the end of that piece with your thumb and your middle finger and push that loop down towards that end piece you're pinching, and you want to do it till you can't really anymore. So once you've pushed it down to where, see, the knot is kind of a knot, take the end piece and pull that side out so that you can tighten up that knot, but don't tighten up too much, just enough so that it's snug. But I'm going to grip this knot now and slide it up to the hook to give myself a little bit of a loop. It slides freely on the hook. And then I'm just going to slip this off. Don't lose it. And so now I'm going to stick my hook back into this loop that we had, that it was in last. Jeez, I can't speak. Oh, and we're not going to be using the red, we're going to be using the blue. So count back 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to slip the hook into the 6th stitch like this. Okay, and then we're going to slip on the blue. Okay, so next what we're going to do is pull this blue through all the loops. And in my previous videos, if I wasn't using the red again, I would tie it around, cut it off and tie it around the blue to secure it, and we're done. But it looks like after the 7th round, we're going to be changing back to red. So I'm just going to leave this here. let's mark off this round with a marker. Now, since we're changing colors, I say still do it just in case, but I feel like sometimes I forget to put the marker back, but it's not the end of the world because you can tell where your last stitch was because the colors are different. So this stitch here is the last stitch we made, which is in red, and then this next stitch here, or chain stitch, whatever you want to call it, that's in blue. So that's why I'm saying it's not the end of the world. You can see where you left off, but just to make sure, it's always good practice to always mark your rounds or rows whenever you're doing a project so that you can find where you need to put your hook, because especially when it's a dark color. What was I doing in the refilming of the Dollar Tree kit once? I used a dark fabric and I couldn't really see where I was going. But anyway, so for rounds 5 through 7, so that's 3 rounds, we are doing a single crochet stitch in each of the 6 stitches. So yarn over, pull a loop to make a chain like we always do. Then we're going to do 6 single crochet stitches. We are almost there, you guys. These are exciting. I think the Dollar Tree kits were cute and everything, but I guess because, you know, I watch all the Marvel everything, except for the cartoons. It's like I'm more into these than I were with the Dollar Tree kits, and it's not looking bad at all. Like this Spider-Man that we did, it's looking like Spider-Man. Comment below what is your favorite Marvel character, and who knows, maybe I might just do that character next if they have it in this book. Last stitch, remove the marker. Yeah, so comment below your favorite character and maybe I'll end up doing that next. Otherwise I'll just, you know, probably do Captain America next because that's what I have in materials. They only give you the Spider-Man materials and the Captain America materials. So now that we finished round 5, let's count back 6 and do a slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Then we're going to mark this off. So now we're going to do round 6 and same thing again in blue. Chain 1 for the height, and then let's do 6 single crochet stitches. Okay, let's remove the marker, last stitch, then we're going to count back 6 and do a slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to mark this off. So we have one more round, you guys, with this blue. I think I like the blue better than I like the red. Okay. Yikes. It's too much. Oh no, did you see that? Am I not going to be able to finish? Hold on a second. I think I might drop the rest of the blue. Hopefully I did. Okay, crisis averted. I did drop the rest of the blue. Guys, this is all the blue that I have left. I have to make sure that I save this for the last arm, and I have to stretch this one out as best as I can. Oh my gosh, I think I could do it, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I think it was cut like in multiple pieces because they cut it exactly to how much you needed to make Spider-Man, which I think is ridiculous. Listen, Thunder Books, whoever company that does this, you have to just, I mean, all the companies that do this, you only gave me materials to make 2 characters. 1. When there's like, obviously, this is how many characters we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You got a dozen characters. It's great that you give us some material, but either you just price it higher and put all the stinking yarn in there, or you don't put any. Because at least we can go out, buy our own blue and red yarn, and have enough to not freak out when we only have this much left. Alright, you guys. That was my ramble, sorry. Let's do the 7th round. I'm gonna chain 1. Oh my gosh, I hope I make it. 6 single crochet stitches. And to be fair though, I am doing very loose, not very loose, but loose stitching. When I figured out that the Dollar Tree wasn't giving you enough material, I was using tight stitching for that, and I had a lot of people comment about how they ran out of materials. So, you know, again, it seems like they all do that. I think it's just a shame. I definitely have more than enough, so that's good. Last one, pull the marker. That would have been nuts if this was all the blue I had. Because I don't even know if I have this. I think I have a similar color, but it's in different yarn. So it would look really weird, but I would totally undo it. If you ran out of yarn, don't try to save it with a different yarn, because you're going to have 2 different size arms, because yarn, unless you get the exact same yarn, yeah, it's not going to happen. Okay, so let's count back 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're going to do a slip stitch with a red. So, set aside the blue, grab the red, yarn over with the red, pull it through all the loops. And then we're going to do 2 things next. We're going to mark our last stitch here. Almost tied that. I don't know why. Then we're going to stick it in our last stitch we made. Okay. Then we're going to take the blue and we're going to tie it 2 times around the red to secure it in there. So one. And then two. And I know this sounds nuts, you guys, but I am so afraid that I'm not gonna have enough blue. So no joke, every inch counts. Trust me, this can be a difference between having to undo 2 arms and get a different blue, or not. You never know. It's freaking me out. Comment below if you're freaked out too. Alright, so we're tying this together. Oh man.
Who's this? Dr. Beard's daughter, Melissa.
Okay.
I didn't know he had a daughter.
And then I'm gonna cut this like right about here. I bought myself like more than 2 inches, so I'm happy with that. Well, we'll see how happy I am if I have enough to finish the other arm. But yeah, so now we're back to red. I'm gonna tuck in that blue somehow. I'd use my hook, but I'm already holding the hook for the next round. Okay. So, last round, you guys, for the arm. We're going to do 6 stitches again. It says slip stitch in the next stitch and fasten off, leaving a long yarn end, pin and sew the arms to the body. Okay, so that's pretty straightforward. But let's do this last round. Okay. Chain 1 for the height, and let's do 6 single crochet stitches. Last one, remove the marker. And then we're going to count back 6 into a slip stitch. And then we're going to cut this off. So Dollar Tree says to do about 5 inches of a tail. I don't think we'll need 5 inches, but I'm going to use, we'll see. Anyway, to fasten off, yarn over your cut piece here, pull it all the way through that loop, and then tighten it up. And that's pretty much how you fasten off. And then I'm gonna be stuffing the arm, you guys, but right now I'm just gonna pause it up and I'm going to make the second arm. Hopefully it'll look the same, but I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I have 2 arms and they look fairly the same, thank goodness. And this is the amount of blue I have left. Hopefully I won't need this for Captain America, but and this is how much red I have left. Okay, so now we're going to be stuffing the arms and sewing them. So I have my stuffing here. It comes in the kit. And I don't know, I'm just gonna grab as much as I think I need. And I'm actually gonna use my hook to shove this in there. I'm just rolling it to kind of distribute the stuffing evenly in the arm. Okay. I'm going to do the other one. Okay. Loose stitching here. Okay. So now I'm going to go and sew these pieces together. So we're just going to take this end piece . I'm just going to tie a single knot so this comes out. And then I just got to figure out pin and sew the arms. I mean, does this even come with pins? Because I didn't see any. So love how they do that. That's not going to happen. So you don't really need to do that. You just have to kind of, like we did with the crafter square kits, just gauge it. Let's look at the photo. It's got to tie into the red, which is insane, right? His arms look too big for his body. Okay, I'm just going to use this opportunity to kind of hide the yarn. So just sewing underneath the armpit, and then I'm going to put the needle back into the loop before I pull it. Let's do it twice to make sure it stays. I'm going to cut this, and then what I'm going to do is grab my needle, my hook. I'm going to stick this just below the surface of the body to avoid catching on the stuffing. Then I'm going to grab the excess piece and I'm going to trail it inside the body just to hide the end. And if it doesn't go all the way in, just go back into that hole and drag in the remaining length of it. Okay, one arm. So now I'm going to take the other arm and we're going to sew this one on. Okay. trying to get this in here. Got it. Right, you guys, we have the face left to do. Look how cute. Okay. For the eyes, trace or tape the template to white felt and cut out the eye lenses. Arrange them on the head. The lowest point should be at the third round of the head. So 1, 2, 3. And glue them on. We gotta glue them on. I'm thinking I'm gonna sew them on. That's just tiny. Do you see what this thing? First of all, we gotta cut this out, which I'm not gonna do, and then cut it out of the felt, and then sew a black tiny chain stitches around the eyes. Oh yeah. I'm not gluing it. But in this case, we should use the metal needle, because that's gonna go through the felt. If you use the plastic needle, that is not going to go through the felt. Alright, so this just got tons more complicated. I mean, they should have had iron-ons or something. But let's see, can I even see? I can kind of see what's going on here. So let me try to mark this up. I'm gonna use this. I just need one, and then I can let's see if I can do two. Alright, this is a nightmare. So let's see. I'm gonna cut one eye. We're just gonna cut the other one. feel like these eyes are too tiny to even use that needle. I don't know what these, I don't know what they were thinking. Okay, so I have my 2 eyes. It's pretty much what it is. I'm gonna flip this the other way and glue it. I mean, this is going to kit. I really don't want to glue it. How am I supposed to? I got a better idea. I have like, it's telling you to use the it clearly isn't the same needle. This is upsetting. So clearly, you guys, this isn't exactly what, you know, what they want us to use. I think this is absurd. I'm better off just sewing the white straight up on here and figuring out the black somehow. But yeah, these guys are supposed to be like this on the 3rd part. Like that. Let's see if I can try. Okay, I'm gonna try cutting this. This just doesn't seem like a great idea. Let me figure this out, you guys. Hold on. Okay, you guys, I'm not gonna glue it. Hopefully we can get this done. I've got regular sewing thread and a smaller gauge needle. I'm gonna try doing it that way, because if you use the bigger needle, it's gonna poke a big hole in your felt. Man, I honestly wish there was an easier way. I wouldn't know if there could be. You know, unless they showed you how to crochet on the white areas for the eyes. Don't mind that noise. I'm pulling this. I'm going to double thread it up so that I'm not sitting here forever. But hopefully, and I hate like working with sewing thread and long strands of it, because it's more prone to get tangled. Okay, so I got my yarn. Let's do this thing. Okay. So up on the third round, we are going to, this is intense. You don't grab too much of that red yarn, because as you tie it, it's going to pull and it's going to expose your stuffing. So Spider-Man, not so much. It was good until it wasn't. Okay. So I'm going to double knot this. Just hoping for the best here. Now it wants you to like do tiny stitching to get this guy to have his eye outlined in black, which is crazy because we're going to be sitting here forever. But you know what I'm going to do, you guys? I am going to, I don't think you'll find enjoyment watching me sew this on, so I'm going to show you a few. I might do, let's see how far I get and the amount of time I want to give myself. But I might not even do like a solid line. I might just go sporadically around the eye, because I'll be sitting here forever and I'm not about that life, and I'm sure you guys aren't either. Just want to make sure that when you poke through the felt, it's a closest to the edge as you can possibly get it without destroying the felt, because we want to leave as much eye possible. Do you see what I'm doing here, you guys? I'm just gonna do some simple stitching every now and every so few far apart. I don't know what the right saying is. Doing it this way, you have to make sure the spacing is nice, because then it's going to look silly, which it's doing right now. So you guys, what I'm going to do, I am going to pop back in after I finish the eyes up, but that's pretty much it for Spider-Man. Had I known this was going to be a sewing class. But yeah, what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to go around. I think the best thing to do is go all the way around with loose stitching like this, and then you can always go back around to fill in the gaps and make it look like an outline. Okay, so you pretty much get the gist of this. Let me get back to you in a bit when my eyes are done and this nightmare is over. Alright, be right back. Okay, you guys, an hour later. I'm not a fast sewer. But yeah, so again, I have my own needle. Luckily, I remembered that I have a needle because I'm not a sewer. But this is the needle they give you. This is the needle that I have. I do have sewing thread. And as you saw, I just, you know, went around the whole eye twice to make this border. It's not as pretty as it should be, but this is okay for me. Oh man, I did not glue it because I don't want to put any chemicals on this thing. I intend on giving this to a little kiddo. But yeah, so I'm gonna just cut this even Steven. And then I'm gonna use my hook again to go just under the surface of the head, come back up, hopefully in a spot where I can just drag this in. And do it again if the thread is too long. And there we have our Spider-Man. So this is a first time go around at it type deal. I could put this back, I didn't use it, but as you can see, you guys, it's cute. I mean, I got it to where, I mean, it's okay for me. At some point, would I do this again? Yes, because I always get better redoing projects over and over again. So I'm thinking maybe I'll do this for lefties at some point. We've got 12 characters, so it might take me a minute, and I don't really feel like doing the same character in a row. So I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, so that's it, you guys. This is the Spider-Man, well, the Marvel's crochet kit that I got on Amazon. Go on the description box. I have the link in the description box below. Don't forget to ever put back your to always put back your needle, you guys, because you don't want to poke yourself down the road. But yeah, the link is in the description box. Go ahead, check it out. I think it's a decent kit. This is my little Spider-Man, and this book is pretty hefty. It's fairly thick. Love the illustrations. I cannot wait to do the other characters. I mean, who doesn't love Groot? But and I actually have yarn for this, so you know, but this is amazing, you guys. All this stuff that you can do. This is a lot of time that you can have on your hands. Wait a minute, here we go. Another cutout thing, and you're gonna have to get your own materials for this. So it's okay. I just feel like to have this as a complete kit, you should probably include things that are not, you know, just common. Yeah, felt's common, but not as common as yarn. I saw pipe cleaner there. You know, that's not as common. I mean, you can get yarn anywhere, but to go look, I mean, I guess if you go to the like stationery section, I don't know. And who's gonna sit here and make arrows? Really? But At any rate, oh my gosh, they have you covering a pipe cleaner. Just get a black pipe cleaner. It's not gonna look super perfect, but, or Q-tip, right? Anyway, well, oh, because you have to bend it. I see. Take it back. Oh goodness. Well, I can't wait to do these characters for you guys. I think it's gonna be real cool. And then again, this is the Marvel Universe crochet kit. I need to get through these 1, 2, 3 because I am looking at a Disney Princess crochet kit. So yeah, look out for that one as well. Alright, thank you so much for watching, you guys. This is Isms by Josie. Please share, like, and subscribe for future videos. And I'll see you again next time. Thanks. Bye.